World Championships, which also double as the Olympic qualifier, so a lot can happen. Here is one of the races of the day, the K2 Men 500. So in the middle of the field, lane 5, another half South African, half Australian, Jan van der Westhuizen and Tom Green. Now they won gold in Tokyo in the K2 1000. I think even they would admit it's been a bit of a struggle for them coming back in to the 500. They just haven't quite nailed the perfect race yet.
No, they're always in contention, but I think they are still working on getting that perfect race lane.
Yeah. They were second in Szeged 2 weeks ago. I think today could be their day. Just talking amongst with the Australian camp yesterday, there was a feeling that their training, they train down in Szolnok in Hungary, and apparently they've had a good training session. Initially they had some problems there. There were a couple of athletes who had COVID. They had all sorts of issues that prevented them from getting on the water as much as they would have liked. But the feeling is that the Olympic 1000 K2 gold medalists are ready to put on a show today. Interesting that right alongside them, SD, is another boat from Australia. So there'll be a bit of rivalry there. That will push them faster.
Yeah. Riley Fitzsimmons is really experienced, and Jackson Collins has been on the scene for the last few years. So
yep.
He's...
And from a great canoeing pedigree, Jackson Collins. His father, of course, was also a great paddler. Some other great combinations in here, though. The German combination is interesting, Esti. This is Felix Frank and Martin Hiller. They've changed combinations since Szeged.
Yeah.
So trying something a little bit different here. And the Lithuanians, Maldonis and Olejnik.
Very experienced crew together as well.
Very. They were 7th in Szeged. Now, will that translate into a potential medal here in Poznan? Quite possibly.
I don't think you can count them out ever.
No. And of course, the Belgians, Arthur Peters. I mean, it's just would be good to see him up on the podium with a medal, wouldn't it?
It would. That crew's been together for a few years now, and it'd be really nice to see them stepping on that podium as well. But even this Ashmel, please excuse my...
No, you have a crack at it.
Well, Victor and Magnus from Denmark.
Yep.
I think they also a really good up-and-coming crew to keep an eye on.
There's, I think that the Danish... Don't hold me to this, but I think the 2 Danish boats may be their K4 split up into 2 K2s. Possibly.
I think you might be right.
Certainly 1 or 2 of them were in the K4, but
and they just came off the bronze.
Indeed, and they were very, very good yesterday.
Very good.
So you can see a little bit confusing for you because there are 2 Australian boats, but the one that will start favourite is the one closest to the camera, the green and gold boat in lane 5. So they are your Olympic 1,000 metre gold medalists. But watch the Germans. It's a new combination there on the outside. And just for bragging rights, I'm sure that the Fitzsimons and Collins crew from Australia will want to make their mark. But it's the Germans who've gone out the fastest, Felix Frank and Martin Hiller.
The Lithuanians in lane 3.
Yeah, well, we know that Maldonis at the front of the boat is a very, very good 200-metre sprinter.
Yeah. Both him and his brother.
Yeah. So they will go out fast, but the Germans laying down a challenge early on for the Australians.
Putting down the gauntlet there.
You can see there, that's a great shot from our drone. The Germans there in the centre of the field on the right. The Germans left is the Australian combination of van der Westhuizen and Green. But a little bit of work, and it is the Lithuanians holding on over in lane 3 at the moment. So at this stage, it's Germany in front of Lithuania and a very good battle for 3rd. The Australians are going to have to work hard if they're going to get up from here to take the gold. They're trying to put it down now. Have the Germans got anything left in the tank? They certainly took it out hard for the first 250 metres. The Lithuanians also gritting their teeth, trying to hold on. But at this stage, it's Frank and Hiller desperately by their fingernails holding on to that gold medal position. The Australians trying to get through, and the Lithuanians holding on. I think it might be Lithuania in front, is it? Lithuania are going to take the gold. Germany 2nd and Australia 3rd. That is a very, very good race from the Lithuanians, who surprised everybody with K4 gold in Szeged. They were disappointing in the K4 yesterday, But then they've come out today and they've taken the K2, and don't they enjoy that?
Oh, but the Lithuanians, they have such a good group of guys training together. I mean, if you look at Sayev in the K1 200 and Ignatius taking the silver and Zeged, the K4 taking the gold and Zeged. Now, fourth, I think they got K4 this World Cup, but I mean, still, in the racing that we're having, that's not a bad thing, and now taking gold again, absolutely awesome.
So the Germans set the pace early on. The Lithuanians went with them.
Yeah.
The Australians leaving themselves a lot of work to do, too much work as it turns out in the second half of the race.
They came up strong, but I think that gap was just too big.
Yeah, they were well beaten. They were well beaten.
Yeah.
In the end. And the Lithuanians flexing their muscles and showing that they are in a good position at this early stage of the season.
The thing about the Lithuanians and throughout is that they're showing like really strong finishes. I mean, they're always quick off the blocks, and then they kind of settle into a pace, but it seems like their last 100 meters of a race is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Esty, because in Zeged, I looked at their boat and I thought they will be leading halfway because they're full of sprinters. They're full of 200-meter sprinters. But then at the halfway stage in Zeged, they weren't there.
No.
And all of a sudden, in the last 100 meters, they flew home. And again today,
same thing.
They've held on stronger than these guys who are 1,000-meter paddlers.
Absolutely.
They're doing very, very well. And Magnus Moldonis has always got some great things to say. Let's have a listen to what he thinks about that win.
Okay, congratulations, guys. It's been a really exciting finish. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, we feel really excited, as you saw that, after the finish, because we wanted medals and we got medals.
Were you able to perform according to plan?
I think we a little bit changed our strategy for this time. It's front wind, and we talk together that we push first part of the distance here, and we push all.
Awesome.
We went second part stronger. We, a little bit let down in the first place, in the first distance, and when we finished strong, now we changed it.
Everything came together perfectly. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good observation, Esty. Spot on. Just they went out hard early on, but were able to come home even harder in the second half. That's not a bad strength to have over 500, is it?
No, absolutely not. 500. I mean, 1,000 is really tough because it's so far. But there's just something about a 500. The burn just starts so early.
So there is confirmation with Lithuania, another gold. What a great day we've had. We've had gold for Lithuania.